honored to introduce a trailblazer in the world of operational quality, compliance, and corporate governance. The powerhouse of precision, Mr. Mohammed Mustafa.
When you have the capability, when you have the knowledge, when you have the skills, you should not shy back, you should not step back.
What's your personal leadership playbook when the stakes are high?
People feel that if I am delegating people, I am empowering them and I am a good leader. Absolutely, that is a half achieved success for me.
What's the biggest misconception companies have about quality and compliance, and how do you typically debunk it? Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. Here we don't just talk titles, we explore values, turning points, and the unspoken truths of leadership. Today, I'm genuinely honored to introduce a trailblazer in the world of operational quality, compliance, and corporate governance. Someone who's not just driven change, but defined standards. With over 22 years of leadership across industries from pharmaceuticals and FMCG to agri-commodities, chemicals and dairy, he's a rare leader who's been both the lab bench and the boardroom. Currently serving as Director Group Central Quality at TGI Group Nigeria, he's led multi-sector transformations, built central governance functions, commissioned plants, and harmonized quality frameworks across 10 subsidiaries. Please join me in welcoming the powerhouse of precision and purpose, Mr. Mohammed Mustafa. Sir, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Dear Atul, thank you so much. It was so kind to listen from you. You summed up my career in a very few words. Thank you so much for that gesture, and I'm really delighted.
So, Mr. Mustafa, could you please start by taking us through your journey? Like, not just the roles, but the road. Like, how did it all begin for you? What have been some of the key chapters, turning points, or even detours that shaped the professional you are today?
Atul, if I imagine myself the day I picked up a assignment, and I today also if I am going to office for my assignment, the only one term which remains before me is simple purpose. I'm a purpose-driven person, and this purpose uh, has evolved over a period of time. And as much I have enlarged my purpose, that much I have seen returns in terms of growth for myself, not for myself, but the people I am concerned with. Right. So let me define it like this. Uh, I always keep few things in my mind as symbolics. Eagle is a symbol in my mind. Always I represent myself to the values that eagle brings with, right? So think high, fly high, be away from the crowd, and demolish your old habits, right? All these things are part and parcel of my stories, which I can evolve with. But first step which makes me move forward in my life is my purpose. But what fuels purpose and how that purpose is achieved over a period of time, and how I have was successful in adding up new stories to my career. That is where the defining moment is all about. Okay, so when some things in life are heredited, right? So you learn from your parents, you learn from the society, you learn from your teachers, you learn from your friends, and you learn from your siblings. Okay. So the heredity of behaviors I obtained from my parents is to serve for others. You serve 10% for yourself and serve 90% for others. And if I look at 35 years back, what was my purpose, and after 35 years, how my purpose look like now, the equation remains same. The equation is what I am doing for others, what I'm able to do others, how I'm able to bring smile on others' face, those who are needed, those who are looking at you, those who are counting you. So now keeping aside a little bit about the purpose, and you are a human entity, you're not God. So how do you keep a large purpose and then achieve them, right? So that there comes the issue of capability and performance. Now, all people are not born first class graduates of universities. I'm not so. But I'm telling you, I have overcome all those things uh, which are not so countable for me for my capabilities by always the quest for learning, quest for excelling in doing something, quest for involving, aligning myself, and then performing. So in that way, I have touched whichever the activities which I have touched over a period of time, right from the role of a chemist in a laboratory till date I am in a director for a group. I have not left anything unturned when there is an activity, when there is a task, when there is a challenge before us, right? So that is how the capability story goes on when I say that I built in capability to achieve this purpose. Sometimes you lack knowledge. Sometimes you do not have the terminologies to converse yourself with the people. There comes the learning attitude, right? Over a period of time, just to roll down my calendar of educations, I was just a BSc second plus grad in my graduations. But after I joined the job, I seen the society around me, I seen the qualified people around me, and always the quest was to not less than others, not less than others. Uh, Whatever the things that came on my table as a challenge, to overcome that challenge, I kept on my button of learning. So, be it my operations management from IMT Ghaziabad, or when life gave you a challenge to solve the problems of packaging and systems, no, getting my packaging technology from IIP Mumbai. And then when things said that okay, you need to have some technical skills, then drawing some project management skills from institutions, no, and today also the quest for learning has never come down. So today, while I'm talking to you, the programs which I am on, like leadership with artificial intelligence from ISB Hyderabad, I'm doing my corporate governance with DI, the Directors Institute, and also I'm envisaging my learnings on different languages like Arabic and French. So these are the things which build my capability. And then when you have the capability, when you have the knowledge, when you have the skills, you should not shy back, you should not step back, or you should not keep yourself sick of taking up challenges. Now, the purpose is the driver, the purpose is the need of life, the purpose is the want of life. And to meet that need and wants, you need to develop yourself a capable person. And then when you're a capable person, contribute to the society, contribute value to the organization. And when you contribute value to the organization, obviously a chemist can become a director. A chemist can become a finance
Yeah.
manager for independent finance manager for a business unit, right? So those are the kinds of stories which I can evolve.
Yeah.
I can put some small story to you. Now, while you are a technical person and you even go to bank and try to sometime figure out that what are these debits, what are these credits, and know what happens to my money when I deposit in a bank. You don't know anything, but you don't know much. I say you don't know much. But when an opportunity comes on your step, sometimes a director of finance in GlaxoSmithKline in those days, while I was handling a third party side, he said, Mohammed, I want you to handle the finance of this business unit and make me happy about that. So accounts payable, accounts receivable, excise reconciliation, PLA, RG23A, and in inventory reconciliation, sales reconciliation, no price waterhouse audits, all those things. 4 years, 4 years. So that's a story which have given me confidence that Muhammad, boundaries are not to be defined, boundaries are to be surpassed. Right. So this is how my story evolves. I think if I
Truly
go on,
wonderful.
it
Yeah.
will be a too long story. There are many stories like that.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
stories. Yeah. So
I'm,
purpose is what I define for
yeah.
myself. That my life is very small for me. For if I have to keep myself happy, I need not be in Nigeria. No, no, doing all these things. I can a span of like some 50, 60 lakhs rupees can make you happy throughout your balanced life. But when you have 10 children studying on your sponsorship, when you have four families living on your counting upon you, and when you have people who look at you for for your grace, which is which is roots from the Almighty to those people, and you are the postmaster for that. That is the purpose which makes your plate always empty. And
Yeah.
when a plate is always empty, you are always wanting to filling it,
Yeah.
right? So I think I justified your answer
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
by giving a reasonable answer.
Oh, more than reasonable. It's a perfect answer.
Thank you very much.
Sir, you've
Thank you.
led transformation across 10 subsidiaries, labs, and complex supply chains, and you've also journeyed from lab operations to boardroom strategy. Along
Yeah.
that path, was there a leadership decision that truly tested you? Like, and how did you navigate it? What did it reveal about your internal compass?
There are few acronyms which I need to speak out here when I say defining leadership, because defining leadership is a personality in its own, right? Now, number one, ego, keep it at home, right? Because the number one thing that comes for me when I define myself leadership is you learn at some phase and you educate somebody at some phase. So you should be a two-way communicator, first of all. It's not that I'm telling you something, you have to listen. I also have something to listen from you. So effective communication is one thing. I was not so conversant in English in earlier days when I was in Andhra Pradesh, but over a period of time, and I felt like that this is one which is not allowing me to express myself freely. What I feel about others, what I feel about the job, what I feel about the situation, what I feel about the solution, and all and all. Then I stayed back for some time and I gave tuitions for children who were studying in US. Okay. Now, for children who are studying in US, if you have to teach them, no, you need to have the accent, the vocabulary, and the convincing skills, and all and all. For that, I woke up early morning, 4 o'clock for almost all 9 months, and I read the newspaper, Hindu newspaper, loudly for almost all 45 minutes to 1 hour a day, right? So that brought me the communication skills which I want to have as a growing leader. Okay. Now, when I'm communicating with general managers and directors who are IIM grads and so on and so, no, I need to have the right vocabulary. I need to have the right choice of words to communicate with them. Okay. So those communication was one thing. Second thing is about no, you need to be a mentor when you say that you want to be a leader. You should keep away all your insecurities at home. And when you're developing a talent, you should say that I am making one more Mustafa. And when you are when you are unbiased in doing so, you are a good leader, right? We often fail. We often fail. There is a very good terminology in English called delegate. Now, people feel that if I'm delegating people, I am empowering them and I'm a good leader. Absolutely, that is a half achieved success for me. For me, delegation means educate, train, empower, and then give him the task and then keep a monitoring eye so that he should not fail. His failure is your failure. So that, and when people succeed, reward them, regard them, give them the reward. So two-way communication, communication skills, taking other people's growth as a personal task for you and mentoring them and owning the problems. If somebody, you have delegated a problem to say a task to somebody and he has failed and a customer is not happy, go front and take that ownership of that failure. So that is empathy for me, and so on. So we have to, in life we have to also walk the talk, right? You have to be an example of what you want others to be, right? That's what, those are the certain things which I practiced over time, so that people today regard me. They say that, Mohammed, you create your milestones and you achieve them. So there is a very less that when we expect that central quality, we always see that what new central quality is going to do this year. Every year you come up with certain new themes, certain new prospects to change the culture of the organization. You always get surprised that what next you will be coming with. So those are the certain defining moments of. But there will be some challenges also in life. When you say leadership, leadership is always not about wearing a coat and saying that I'm a leader. But sometimes when you face adversities, how much trust, how much endurance, how much perseverance, patience you carry along with you to dive along the problem, analyze the problem, understand the people needs, understand the customer needs, understand the opponent needs, and try to bring a balancing act which not only sustains you through the problem, but after the problem you emerge as more strong leader. I think that's a few things which comes to
Yeah.
my mind
Yeah.
when you speak about leadership and leadership
Audience
value.
audience will be taking some very important notes. I assure you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sir, whether it's floods, regulatory scrutiny, or product risk, you've led through real crises. What's your personal leadership playbook when the stakes are high? Like, is it structured protocols, gut instinct, or something else? In moments when everything comes down to the wire.
See, Atul, many a times in life, am I calling you right, Atul or
Tane
Tanvi?
is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Life in many times doesn't keeps the frame always in the same shape. It sometimes wants you to be flexible. Sometimes wants you to be rigid. Sometimes wants you to be little bit manipulative, and sometimes wants you to be straight bat. So here, depending upon the situation, your objectivity of the assignment should not be lost.
Yeah.
Okay. So your business objective should not be lost. What for you are batting for? You're batting for your business,
Yeah.
and nobody's perfect in this life. Okay. So when you face an adversity, a challenge, maybe say with a regulatory, maybe say with the way you are carrying out an activity, the way you communicate with the person who is trying to check up on you, the way you communicate, the way you build the confidence, the way you make him comfortable, the way you showcase your good things, right? I think 99% of time those things win the war. Those things win the war. But here comes the issue of sense of being belongingness. If you have any grudge about the organization in your mind, you want to take it as an opportunity to punish the organization. You are not being promoting me over for last 5 years. Let me take this as a chance. So those kind of biasness, if there are, you are not a leader, and you should not be holding that post. So here, sense of belonging, and then a blend of integrity, a blend of communication skill, and a blend of convincing skills. All these are a pack and package of your leadership.
Yeah.
Now, at which point of time, what is the tool you need to pick up from your hat and demonstrate it? Time decides.
Yeah. Very well said that you have to have all the features and then you choose when and where what is required.
I'll tell you one example, one small example. One time when I was in GlaxoSmithKline in India, all of a sudden, FSSAI inspectors have landed up into FSSAI, Food Safety Standards Authority of India. They landed it into the compound and they was walking around. All are business people. Only one person whom I was an executive at that time. And then the question came up that your water, speak about your water. What kind of standards are you following your water? The answer there is not how perfect your answer is. The answer there is how confidently you have communicated the answer. Sir, we have a regular pattern of testing our water against to the standard of 10725. Let me be honest with you. It is 10750. The gentleman was so convinced that unless and until he is practicing, he cannot be so sure about. He never went ahead in investigating that matter at all. Whether we were checking the water, we were doing it, but the thing is that we are not prepared to put our records forward.
Yeah.
And be naked. So we wanted that to gain their confidence first. If we gain their confidence, I think the major war is done. So that's a small example which has come to demonstrate the adversity and trouble, challenging situation. Always there is, if you have a weakness, the opportunity to convert this weakness into a strength is what leadership is all about.
Yeah.
Nobody is perfect in this world,
Very
right?
true.
Wherever we have some element of weakness, we need to work upon that, and we need to say that how I can bounce back from this into a strength. I think I have added some good analogies to you. Thank you so much.
Sir, what's the biggest misconception companies have about quality and compliance, and how do you typically debunk it?
See, let me tell you something. When there is a when there is a splinter that happens, when one person passes on the mantle to the another person, and the last person is the one who breaks the ribbon and says that we are the winners, right? Now here, if the person who is passing on the mantle for the first time, if he thinks that there is a lot of game ahead, and even if I do something wrong, it's going to be covered up. So that is a myth about people. People carry about the quality. So they think that I am in the front end of the supply chain, and there is a lot that is going to happen before this product is going to be handed out to the customer. And then whatever things I make, it may not be so much relevant to the customer quality. So there is those kind of myths are the ones which people like me connect to one function to another function through SLAs, service level agreements, and input, process, output. Your output is an input for the others, and a crab in, crab out. So all these are the mythologies which we create, the logics which we create to clear people's myth. That is one. The second thing is that when leaders, particularly when leaders think of quality, they only think from a compliance point of view, regulator point of view, and they speak, they write the vision statements and all with the name of customer and all. But when they walk the talk, they are only worried about nobody should come and close my gate. Nobody should interrupt my supply chain. So this is where we try to work with the managements, with the people at different levels, that what we are doing is not for the sake of regulator. What we are doing is to sake of building our practice of perfecting the way we are doing things on a day-to-day. It is for ourselves. And when we are good for ourselves, we can do good for our customers. So these are certain logics which we work when we talk, when we negate a situation. When somebody says that, okay, for an employee training, you have to spend some say million rupees or something like that. So when you confront the situation, you have your logics to make the opponent person convinced that this investment is the right investment. That is what leadership of quality is all about.
Very true. Okay, sir. So now we come to our very own rapid fire round. A quick set of questions. All I request you is one word or one sentence answers, but the first thing that comes to your mind. So are we ready?
Absolutely.
Done. Audit or vacation? What's more stressful?
For me, the vacation is more stressful.
Okay. One snack that's never getting ISO certified.
For me, it is an apple.
Okay. What's louder, an alarm or a WhatsApp group at 9 a.m.?
For me, WhatsApp group at 9 a.m.
What's your one signature trait in meetings? Something that you always do, say in meetings.
Smile.
Lovely.
And pass the situation with a smile.
Lovely. One phrase that instantly triggers you in a report.
If life is not eventful, it gets bored.
Okay, and lastly, have you ever fake smiled in a meeting, sir? Where didn't want to, but still have.
Has you ever faced?
Have you ever fake smiled?
Yes.
ठीक है. It's for the bigger cause, right, sir? It's okay. Okay, sir, perfect. Thank you so much for that. That gets us to the end of the rapid fire round. You were quick and you were very cute. We loved it, so thank you so much. Sir, you recently joined Directors Institute, and with a career as expansive as yours, that decision says a lot. So, we would love to know what made you, even with over 2 decades of global leadership, still say, I mean, we've heard a lot about it, but yeah, still say, I want to learn.
My seniors whom I have worked with have taught me one thing. That is, number one, you are not retired unless and until you are tired.
Lovely.
So till and then your purpose is big, and there are people down the line standing, counting upon you. Your life is having a reason to for you to do something. So there
Yeah.
is no retirement for a person unless and until he is tired. No, number one. Number two is that life learning curve. The life is a learning curve where when you reach to a certain peak, now you decimate your learnings to the society. You give it back to the society. I think the independent board of directors is a great opportunity for guiding the boards, guiding the organization in policy making, and making them compliant with the no natural land law of the land, and all those things. So
Yeah.
that is where I find myself very instrumental. That my communication, my experience. And the multifaceted experience, I would say. When I spent almost all 11 years here, 11 years in 11 different industries: seafood, meat and seafood, your pharmaceuticals, your agro commodities, FMCG, and then no, industrial chemicals, everything. All these industries, 10 years you have handled means 10 multiplied by 10, 100 years of experience. So what are you going to do with this knowledge?
Yeah.
How are you going to give it back to the society, the youngsters whom you're? I keep on writing blogs on LinkedIn. Why? Because I want to disseminate that knowledge to the youngsters. And so this director institutes, the reason why I picked up the director institutes is that I want to add up that new capabilities so that board governance, the terminologies, the understandings, and the maturity model on in that arena should be reached to a level so that my experience and these new learnings will make me capable of the board director.
Lovely, sir. Thank you so much for this incredible conversation. What stood out for me is how you've shown that quality and governance aren't just corporate checkboxes. They are deeply human practices built on trust, integrity, and most importantly, the courage to make hard decisions. Your journey from managing labs and leading compliance frameworks to harmonizing governance across global supply chains is nothing short of inspiring, sir. And this is something which all our viewers and leaders have a lot to take away from. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us today.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to express myself. And in some way, if it is going to contribute to the new generation, I would be much more happy with that. Thank you so much.
Lovely. To all our listeners today, if today's episode gave you a fresh perspective on leadership, ESG, and the true role of quality in shaping industries, share this with someone who can grow from it. This has been FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and remember, excellence isn't an act, it's a culture. And of course, as I always say, have fun in your journey. Thank you so much.